Disclaimer. Please excuse any bad language. Jim has Tourette's. Ow! That hurt.
It's a tick, man.
Oh, no, but it hurt!
Yay! Sorry.
Don't stop it hurting, it's because it's a tick.
Yeah. So,
Welcome back.
my name's Jim,
I'm Lou.
and we are Fields and Flocks coming up in today's episode.
Only when it's not raining.
So who would have thought it?
So I'm just about to start processing.
Can't even stop thinking that.
Keeps you fit, and it's a good 110 metres.
So I've been finishing off storing the dahlias.
2, 3.
The planning headache. Oh my gosh. So part one is kind of chat, talk, thankful, gratitude share, all of the above. And at the end, we're just gonna show you our new, what is it, egg box.
Egg box.
Ah.
Oh, the egg box. Sorry, I'm thinking the one on the road. Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, so let's crack off this part with 2,000 subscribers. Who would have thought it?
We didn't think we'd get nowhere near that in the first year, did we? Not
No,
even
well,
half.
it's funny because, like, you know, we decided, I think we've said this before, well, we were going to make the videos because we wanted our friends at home to be able to watch what we were up to and our family to be able to see and keep track of what we were doing. And we joked, I was like, could you imagine if we got like 1,000 subs in that first year? And Lou was like, oh, we'd be real YouTubers then. And yeah, so we've got 2,000 in less than that time period. We started making them, I think our first video went up about the 16th of January.
January, wasn't it?
So it was about the middle of January. We're about the 16th of November now, 17th, 18th, about. And so we've got about 2 months to go and we've smashed it. We've doubled our jokey. Oh, maybe we didn't think we didn't
I
think.
never dreamed we'd get that many so quickly.
The whole time since we've been making the content to now has been cool. No, it's been nice.
It's been nice
because it's
we don't actually mind it. I mean, some days it's a bit like you don't necessarily feel like it, but neither of us mind doing it, really, do we? It's
I think you're underselling it there. We quite enjoy it. We like it. We especially like the end result. Like, we sit down and watch the vlogs as well. Like,
yeah,
we like it. Like, so and I think it's really cool for me because it's like my great grandchild. Hello, bud. If, you know, they can watch this and think, like, that was my relative. And we live in a crazy era.
It's something for them to watch back on, whereas we haven't got. You have the odd video, like old videotapes, but not really of like grandparents, do we? I think they're more. Yeah, but to have all this kind of what's it called, like stuff recorded that like our family could watch in years to come, and
not stored by us as well. Like, it's on YouTube now. It's like, you know, it's
even
on the
when
cloud.
we're like 70, it will be cool for us to watch back, won't it? Be like,
really
oh, look
cool.
how young we look.
Yeah, and so a big heartfelt thanks to you guys, because without you, I don't know whether we would have had the same love for it.
No,
because it may have got having the people leave us comments, leave us lovely comments, be interested in what we're doing. It inspires us to perhaps do more than, you know. No offense to my friends and family watching this, and I'm sure you understand, but it's more like for you guys, it would have been, we're doing it just for you guys to see it. You know, it could have really more fit as and when, whereas now we feel like we've got an audience.
There seems to be a really nice little community of people who watch us regularly, which is lovely, and so we always generally get nice comments, really nice comments, so, which just it makes it a little bit more worthwhile.
And last week, guys, last vlog, we absolutely smashed the likes. I said, come on, give me some likes, and I think we got over 70, which for us in a vlog is great, and it shows because the vlog's got a lot more views because you guys liked it and interacted with it. So yeah, this first section, we just wanted to
Say thank you.
Say thank you, honour the moment, be grateful for people wanting to watch the journey, and just let you know the future of the channel is as is at the moment. We're planning on keeping it going for the foreseeable. Some sections next year, like in the flower garden, are probably going to get bigger, while other sections will get smaller, and that's going to be part of the journey. And we're so grateful that you're all along for the journey. So now, egg box, let's get into it. Let's boom, 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 fuck, shit, cunt, yes. Let's get into it.
And a really small bit on the animals this week that I'll fit into part one, just on the end, because I want to talk about this, our new fancy egg box, which the eggs roll away from, let me flip it. The eggs, chickens go in there, lay in there, and then the eggs roll out there nice and clean and unpeckable. Only problem is, none of them are laying in it. They'd rather lay in the field. I don't know how I'm going to encourage them to lay in it. So if you've got any ideas, let me know. And I can't put fake eggs in there, dummy eggs, because they just roll away. I'm thinking about getting all my egg layers and just locking them in here, and that's the only place. What do you reckon? Let me know. And as always, another gorgeous morning here. Oh, I love doing my tours in the winter because I get such a nice paint job. A little caveat to that, only when it's not raining.
Last week you saw us pick and harvest our squashes, and if you haven't, that's what we did in the last episode. But in this episode, Lou makes an absolutely banging squash soup.
No, it's not soup. I think I just do squash puree.
Oh, you then made me a soup after.
I made a soup after, yeah.
Okay,
it can be used for soups. It's for you. It's for soups and other things. You'll find out.
Gutted, guys. You don't get the recipe for the soup. That was banging. But yeah, no, purees.
Puree.
So I'm just about to start processing my first lot of squash for the season. I've got 2 big orange squashes this evening. I'm going to make one into a big batch of curry, kind of like a spicy curry flavoured squash soup. We've made that before. It's really, really good. And the second lot I am gonna just slowly roast, and then I'm gonna kind of make a mashed potato. So I'm gonna blitz it. So I'm gonna blitz it to make, like, it can either be used in soups or it could also be used in cakes, because this little one underneath me here likes a good old squash cake, don't you? So when you're roasting a pumpkin,
The noise does stop, guys. Really sorry, technical difficulties. The kids were being really helpful and hoovering the lounge, and that is the sound you can hear in the background. So it does get better. Bear with us. Cheers.
for basically just to make it into like a mashed potato for soups and cakes. You don't need to chop it into lots of little pieces or slices. You literally just chop it through the middle, and then you roast the 2 large halves. So that's going to come off. What I'm going to do is cut just off the centre. Scrape out the seeds. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I've just flicked a pumpkin seed in it.
Huh?
I've just flicked a pumpkin seed in the coffee.
In your coffee?
Drink it now.
It's literally the moment you put it down, it flicked in there.
Hopefully we got the whole camera. I'll slow it down.
So once you've cut the squash in half and de-seeded it, pop it on a baking tray like these 2. I haven't put any oil or nothing on them. I've just left them plain so I can adapt them later at a later date. Bake these at 170 degree on a fan oven for around about 45 minutes to an hour. Yes, you can have some crisps. And yeah, and then all you do is scrape out the flesh, or either scrape out the flesh or peel the skin off, whichever you find easier. Pop it in a blender and you're good to go. I like to just gently...
She's a murderer!
prick a few holes in it just to make sure it evenly cooks. And then once it's soft, and you can poke a knife through exactly like you would potato, they're ready to come out and cool down until they're cool enough to handle. Right, as you can see, it was a little bit chaotic trying to film that there with the kids, but ultimately all you need to do is once you've scooped it after coming out of the oven is you can mush it with a fork, or I've actually gone and just run it through a food processor, bagged it up into little bags, pop it in the freezer, and they're ready to use as and when.
The musings of Jim.
The planning headache. Oh my gosh, guys. I'm gonna. I think I'll just roll the musings of Jim and we'll come back afterwards. Musings of Jim. So last week I said, if you remember, I've got something to say about the polytunnel. And I'll tell you next week in the musings of Jim. And core, it was a bit of a headache. So we're getting the new polytunnel, which I told you. And it's for the flower business. So technically it's a horticultural facility. So I looked up the rules for horticultural facility and I thought that we were under a particular subsection in the rules, and so I thought this is going to be easy, famous last words. I will send them a message. So I sent them a message and they said, right, you haven't paid a fee, we can't really talk to you. So we had to pay £100. And I filled out all the forms they sent over, we paid the £100, and I thought we got what's called a prior notification. So that basically means that I'm permitted to put it up for agricultural purposes and I just have to tell them. But it turns out that because I got it wrong on the size, because we're 1 hectare here, which is, we've got 2.5 acres, which kind of got us into this class B, is what I'd looked up. But apparently that only counts to amendments or attachments to existing buildings, not new buildings. So going back and forth with planning, if anyone's had to deal with planning, I imagine you can feel my pain. Then to prove we were owners of the house, we had to buy the deed. That was some money. Then we had to buy an exact replica scale of the property, and that was money. And they keep coming back with all the stuff that we had to do, right? And then at the end they were like, well, after I rang them up and I spoke, and here we're quite lucky in the fact that our garden where we do the small holding is technically the garden of the house, so it comes under the household curtilage. I thought we needed to do agriculture because it was a horticultural business. That's what a polytunnel is going to be for mainly, keep the pigs obviously out of the worst of the weather, but it's going to be mainly for the flowers. And back and forth, and it turns out that because the garden is within our household curtilage, that then we had to do a full household planning application to get this polytunnel, unless we lowered the height of it by 20 centimetres, and then it's completely permitted development. They refunded me the money and basically said, yeah, it's fine, you've got that under permitted household development rules. It was such a kerfuffle, such a fuss, and I really had researched it and thought that horticultural, agricultural, the Part B, Class 2, whatever it was, and I really thought that it was going to be simple. It went on for weeks. The guy who was supposed to be coming to build it, we'd ordered it. There was times where I was getting quite stressed with it, but ultimately we got the simplest option. We can just put it up, and so I don't know what your situation is, and I will just say everybody's situation is a bit different. But here, because the garden, this is actually technically just a large garden, it's in our household curtilage, so then we've got householder permitted development rights, and any polytunnel up to 3 metres high, there's other specifications as well, but on the size of this plot, the main thing is it's 3 metres high, so bit of a win there, and hopefully they're coming to put it up in the next few weeks. Oh, and coming up in the next few weeks as well I will say we've got frost's supposedly coming Wednesday, so hopefully we'll be harvesting a lot of our crops that are waiting for the frost, and we can really have a good sort out of the beds, because we've got a lot of stuff that just needs pulling up, really, that we just kind of, hey, let it go to you fucking fluffy bastard. Yes, 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 yes. So yeah, I thought it was going to be bad. They were really nice. To be fair, if I was going to say anything, the planning people were really nice and did want to work with me. And while they couldn't say outright, oh yeah, that's you know, they basically told me the way I needed to go with it, and what would be acceptable without me having to pay money, and they refunded us, and so they were really helpful in that extent in the end. But a right kerfuffle. And any advice, if you do have if you've got like ours and it's kind of part of your garden and it's not listed as agricultural, just go on your household development rights, because you know, for a shed or a polytunnel, you're more or less permitted, you know. Again, I don't want to be giving wrong advice, so do your own research. This is my experience. Yes. Oh God, I'm rambling now. I'll see you in the next one. Boom. Well, faff, to find out that like everything was fine. The thing that confused me was because it's for horticulture, but because we're not selling directly to the public aren't going to be able to come here and buy it.
From this premises.
From this premises, it doesn't count in the same way, because we're going to be postal or markets. So, you know, that's where we're going to be aiming to put the...
It's just a ball ache, isn't it? Though ultimately, like it's just. I mean, I say that, but you deal with it, all that side of things, because you get in the zone, don't you? Once it comes, they'll come through.
But the other problem is, I also get very ticky.
Yeah.
And so when there's stress comes back, I can have seizures and stuff just by reading emails, and so that does add a challenge, doesn't it? Because it can add like this other dimension.
And I think because of that, though, you feel you have to.
Excuse me.
You feel you have to deal with it there and then, because otherwise it plays on your mind, and then it affects your seizures and your tics and stuff, and they're more prevalent because you've obviously got this background stress going on. So it's very much right there and then. You need to deal with it here, there, and now, don't you? And it's,
I have to get it done and out the way so that I can then relax. Like, I don't like having
things hanging over you.
Loops unopened. I like to have a closure on it, like tasks and everything, I suppose. But it was very challenging. But ultimately, that is my advice now to everybody. If you fall under household permitted development, if your land is under the curtilage of your house, don't bother going through the agricultural route unless you're having people turn up. Like, unless you're in a business and you're paying business rates, I think, you know, like for us, it was such a waste of money. We wasted the money on the drawings, the scale drawings. We wasted the money on the deeds, and we got the £100 back fee, but really it was a waste of money, because I'm allowed to build a polytunnel under 3 metres high on my own land.
It's such a minefield of rules, though, isn't it? This is the problem. Like, unless you're in that job, it's all foreign to you, isn't it? It's a lot to get your head round. Yeah,
but positive result overall, and so all that bad stuff's gone, and now focused on new polytunnel for pig welfare and flowers, lots of flowers,
pigs and flowers.
Back in the flower garden this week. Cool. The heavens have opened above us. This is why we're having a film in the polytunnel, because it's supposed to be showers all day long, so it's intermittently
It's been well changeable this morning. The sun comes out and it's really sunny, and then you get a rainbow, and then it showers. It's like that weird weather.
I can't hear myself think now.
Get a shot of the rain falling down that sheet like that. That looks cool. So I've been finishing off storing the dahlias ready for overwintering.
And we have been mulching the shrubs that we planted last week.
We are just going to mulch the shrub Ben.
Perennials.
But whatever there is. We're going to mulch in the flower garden. I can't find any spades, so
I did see the green
just found a little one.
It's in the secret garden.
Is it?
Yeah, the green one.
So the bark is by the garage. We had 2 tons dropped off in the ton bags, just left round there. Keeps you fit because it's a good 110 metres. And to go over and get a spade. We did leave some over, we tried to leave some everywhere, but I do think it's going to get worse. And we've got the polytunnel in that corner as well. But we need it, good way to keep fit in it. Food had run out, so I've given them a top up. Got the spade, time to get digging. The good thing about a big wheelbarrow is you can carry a lot. The bad thing is you still got to push it. So that's the load for that one. I'll fill this one up, the little one up a little bit more, and then we'll go around to the secret garden. And Lou is just busy. Let me flip the camera around. Stacking the firewood. I've cut some more the other day, but I've not stacked it right, so it's not going to dry properly. So I've had a bit of a telling off.
You're going to go in front?
Got the gang. Right, first stop on our mulching tour. Here's the shrub garden. We're going to get some cardboard and put it in between, and then chuck the mulch on top. We miscalculated a bit, so far we've done 2 loads, probably another 1, 2 to go. Hey, what an absolutely glorious day here. It's quite cold, there's a cold in the air, chill in the air, but it is beautiful. We're calling it a day there. Job well done. It's always took us longer than we thought. But I'll get Lou to do some shots because she's better videographer. But looking really nice. We've got to still do the other stuff tomorrow, but there's only so many hours in a day.
This bed here is my final bed I've got to sow phacelia on. I haven't been able to get my head around how much phacelia I need. I think I've put in 4, if not 5 orders to this place, because I buy what I think will be enough, and it's not, and then I buy more. So I'll show you some. I'll show you some shots from around the flower garden, because it's all at different stages. You've got the initial lot I put in that's doing really, really well. Excuse me, really well. And then I've got the most recent ones, which they are starting to come through, but where obviously the weather's got a bit cooler, it is taking longer. I was worried it might be too late. I'm a bit worried I'm too late for this one, but we do get quite warm days around here still, even in winter. So I'm hopeful, whilst it may take a while, they should germinate pretty quickly. Touch wood, they have done so far. So I'm going to sprinkle this bed. I don't know why. The first beds I did, I sort of used the rake and kind of did it all in rows, and I don't know why, because whilst it looks lovely, I think ultimately you're just meant to chuck it on, which is what I've done with some of the more recent beds. So it'll be interesting to see if that actually makes a difference how I've put it on. I'm not sure it will. And I think most people probably just, you know, throw it on with their hands. So that's what I'm going to do with this bed, because it saves a hell of a lot of time. And as I say, I don't think it's going to make a huge amount of difference. So I'm just gonna rake in, just lightly rake in all those phacelia seeds. And that's it really, that's all you do. You just rake them in and wait for the seedlings to pop through. So I'm just gonna go over the very top layer of soil. So that is all the beds finally finished. My only thing I've just realised is that I've mistakenly done the beds that are in the most amount of shade. I did them last time, which is probably about the third lot I've done. I should have really done them first because they are starting to come through, but where they're getting very little sun at this time of year, my concern is that they're not really going to come to much. And then if we have quite a cold, if we happen to have a cold winter, like a really cold winter, potentially they'll be too tender to survive it. But we'll see. Time will tell, I suppose. I'll remember, hopefully, for next year. But yeah, it's coming through. This bed behind me, the long bed, which we're planning to put sunflowers on, they're just starting to come through. I can see them just peeking through. So hopefully I just want them to grow enough to just be the weed suppressant, really, is my main thing. But yeah, fingers crossed, all is well.
So as you know, we're doing loads of sections now, more because it's easier for us to film. So, you know, if we have sections that we're doing each week, alongside we're always doing stuff in the allotment and in the flower garden that we can film as well. But with these little segments, it gives us a little bit of focus and takes a bit of the stress out of filming, because we do enjoy filming, but trying to think of things to film or trying to remember to film seems to be our biggest problems. So yeah, welcome to the new section, something worth seeing. And so it's going to be a new section where we're going to put a spotlight each week on something cool going on in the small holding, like last week's mushroom walk in the meadow, for example. That's probably going to move over to this weekly spotlight. Now, this week's spotlight, I'm going to do the compost. I'm going to talk you through all the different types of composts we're building, why we've got so many different types, and well, what's going on. So I'm nearly down to the first compost pile. So let's go and have a look. So here we've just had some trees cut down, as you can see over there and there, and that's to make this bit clear for the new polytunnel. Now here we have all the tomatoes that we cut out. We have this chipping, and then underneath that we have meadow hay. So I need to turn all of that at some point. Now this of compost here, just a big heap, we're going to try, because obviously it's easier to just make a big heap, turn it in a corner tucked away. Obviously growing this forest here doesn't look like much because the willow's not really done great. We're obviously growing that because so we've got chipping, because our plan is to make a 50-50 wildflower, something to do with all the grass we cut each year, and chipping with our own chips to make basically this style of compost, which is just going to be a big pile, hopefully be really good for flowers, 50-50 nitrogen to whatever the wood adds. Sounding like an expert to have a go, but you guys know what I mean. But the carbon, yes, got there in the end, boom. But yeah, so the carbon, this is a big pile. I've got to come and move it, as I said. I'll probably be turning that a few times. Now, that's not the only type. We've actually got 2 other compost sites. So 1, 2, 3. Whoa. Right, so we're at the next pot. Now we inherited these 3 bins here, and let me I'll flip the camera around and I'll show you what's going on in each of them. So this one is good stuff. We need to empty it, but it's mainly good stuff in here. This is what goes into it. So we put a lot of green waste and a lot of our household food. So this compost has a high levels of nitrogen. I do empty the chicken coop so it gets some carbon from the chicken coop shavings, but obviously there is a lot of poo in there as well. So this is like a high nitrogen compost, which some plants absolutely love. In here, this ochre was broken. It was something I threw in to decompose. You can just see some actual ochre going down the bottom there, which is cool. But I'm definitely going to be able to harvest this guy. And it's just grown so massive. Yeah, absolutely done really well. And so they're just kind of our high nitrogen bins. And then this next lot is going to be a bit of an experiment. So let's go down there and chat about that. So we're in the flower garden, and this is the last one. Now in here we're actually going to leave for 2 years. There were so many weeds in here that this is mainly just weeds, and so we're going to have to really try and hope that it gets hot and decomposes really well. So we're going to leave that for 2 years. On the second year, add in a load more stuff like grass and papers to try and help compost all those seeds. So look, and weeds. So look, when we reuse it, we're not just seeding the weeds everywhere. Flower garden looking brilliant. Green manure doing its job. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the first ever searching the spotlight in the week. Oh, I can't remember what we called it. Something worth seeing. But I hope you enjoyed the new section. It's going to be a weekly feature. Won't always be me doing it, sometimes be Lou. But yeah, thought it's a nice way for us to highlight these cool little things that perhaps we weren't showing off all the time. And there's always cool stuff happening, even if it's just here and there, little bits like the compost going on. I don't think I've really explained all 3 sections of the compost or what we're doing all together, so you can see the we're trying to experiment, and we're trying to see what works, what doesn't work, what combinations work, what gives us the best results. I've mentioned before, guys, that we're amateurs. We're working it out as we go. You can only read and you can only research so much. Hands-on experience beats it all. And yeah, see you in the next one. Boom!
So there you go, guys, another new section this week. If you liked the video, please hit the like. Try and beat 72 from last week. And yeah, no, that new sections. If you've got any other sections as well that you want to like see more of, what's your favourite ones, let us know. We really,
or even just something that you'd like to see us talk more about in that section.
Yeah.
Anything that we've maybe briefly mentioned but not gone into that you've got a bit of an interest in, we'll happily cover it.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that, and it's really nice now. We're finding that we've finally got a rhythm on the filming. We've got a rhythm on other things. Oh, I feel like I'm shouting now because the rain stopped. That's what it's been like all day, guys, on and off, and I can see the sun coming through the clouds again. But yeah. Where was I? What I'm saying is it's getting more structured, so it's getting easy for us. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the videos more. And one thing that we must start doing is remembering the film. We do quite a bit that we forget to film.
It's that minute where you just kind of think, oh, I'll just quickly go and do that. And then I come back and you'll be like, did you film it? And I'll be like, no.
Yeah. Or I'll go out and do something and my phone won't have any battery. Hopefully you're still all enjoying the videos. We can't believe we've hit 2,000 subscribers. I know I've said that before, but we really are. And we just want to say thanks one last time. And you are a dirty little cunt. No. See you in the next one. Boom!